Good afternoon, welcome to the last day of Manchester Film Festival. We're going to talk about an animated short, we're going to talk about The Curse of the Dracular. If you'd be so kind as to tell me about The Curse of Dracula and your role on it.
Yeah, so I'm the director and animator of it and the model maker, one-man crew sort of affair. But it's a film based on a short story my dad wrote when he was 9, based on the older Hammer horror films that he was probably too young to be watching, but watched them nonetheless. Featuring it's animated in claymation as well, so there's a little claymation Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing in it as well, amongst my other weird plasticine characters. And the story came from years ago when he was looking through his mum's old belongings. He found that she kept a load of his old schoolwork, and one of those schoolworks was the story he'd written in school. Task was to basically write the narrative for his own film, and obviously he just ripped off the Hammer horror film he presumably watched the night before. But when he read it to me, I just thought it was really funny. And when it came to, because I graduated university last year, and it was Curse of Dracula is my graduation film. So when it came to...
I wanted to ask about the couple of silhouette shadowy scenes. Is that a different style of animation, or did you film the silhouettes of your puppets?
So for most of them were the silhouettes of my puppets. It was sort of playing around with lighting, very inspired by Nosferatu and that sort of thing. The one exception is the shot of the two characters running up the stairs, which was done with cutout animation. So very inspired by Lasse Reiniger, the German and stop motion animator from the 20s or 30s. It was basically black silhouette cutout puppets that in. My university had a little light box in their studio as well, so it was basically light box, so with a bit of tracing paper over it, shining underneath the cutout. So it gave that really nice, clean silhouette look. And then in a little bit of post-production editing with the contrast, the brightness, just to get rid of the pins, because the pins I used to connect all the joints together was still slightly reflective, so a little bit of cleaning them up afterwards. But that was sort of the one exception. Other than that, it was all sort of done on set for the most part.
Have you gone and watched any of the Hammer horror films, or does the story just exist in its own bubble and you don't want kind of interbleeding?
Sort of in its own bubble, because I did look at a lot of I watched a lot of scenes and looked at a lot of images when it came to sort of set design and coming up with an idea of what I wanted them to look like. In terms of 70s horror, it's mostly sort of amicus horror films I'm used to, but again, those also feature Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee in them a lot, so very kind of similar style. But but obviously, because I had my dad with me, who just is a complete fan of Hammer horror, who was there to sort of as a bit of feedback, and sort of showing, in terms of the iconography and sort of throwing little references like that.
And it's a great film. It reminded me of, I don't know if you've seen Clue. Clue, the film, and there's a section in that where one of the characters acts out all of the rest of the film, and it's an animated Dracula version of that, and I thought that was really cool. And that's obviously not an influence, but I just thought it was fun. It's a great film. Hopefully lots more people get to see it. Where are you taking it to next, and what are you doing yourself next?
So I'm still waiting for a couple of film festivals to get back to me. So far, it's been, clips of it were shown at the Royal Television Society Student Awards in the Eastern region. So it was nominated for Best Animation and Best Production Design, and thankfully won both of those, which is nice. And I've been put through to the national competition, which is in June, which will be taking place in London. So whether I get nominated or not, I'm still waiting on, but fingers crossed, it gets through for that. And other than that, I've got to wait a little while before I can publish it online, possibly looking at Manchester, the Animation Film Festival in Manchester, because that was one of the ones I did want to submit to, but I just missed it by about a month, because I just thought, I didn't want to rush my film. I thought, better to be, so. And to be honest, I've waited this long, to keep it offline, so I might wait a few months more just to submit it to that one, and that way have a festival just for animation will be really nice.
Awesome.
And,
Thank you very much. It's been lovely to meet you and speak to you.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.